Hi everyone, I'm just going to do a quick video today and it's a little update on my foundation routine. I am without makeup at the moment, but I changed my foundation routine quite a lot, and the reason, for many reasons. The main one is just generally because I get bored of using the same foundation and I like to mix things up. Not only do I change my foundation regularly, I also change how I apply it. So I go through phases where I want to use my fingers, and then phases where I want to use a damp sponge, and other times I want to use a brush. Sometimes I use a stippling brush, sometimes I use a foundation brush. But whatever I decide on, I tend to stick to that for a few weeks, like maybe 3 to 4 weeks. Then I get bored and I try something else. So it has changed a little, so I thought I would share it with you. I also like trying new foundations. It's my new favourite thing. Foundations and nail polish are my new addiction. And I've been buying, these are the things I want to buy. It used to be eyeshadows and blush. I've now moved on. So, which is not good because foundation goes off much quicker than powders do. But the product of the moment is Max Factor Lasting Performance Foundation. I have read no reviews on this. Now I'm sure they're there, but I haven't read any. I haven't looked at any videos on this. I purely picked this up because I had never heard anything about it, and that intrigued me. So I've had it about 5 or 6 weeks. I didn't use it for the first couple of weeks, and in the last few weeks, I've gotten really addicted to it. Now, it's not a groundbreaking, if you think I'm going to sit here and tell you this is the most amazing, drugstore, pharmacy brand foundation ever, I'm not going to tell you that. But I will tell you that it is my favourite one at the moment. And that, I think because I've bought quite a good few more expensive foundations, like the Laura Mercier for oily skin, and I just don't like it that much. I much prefer this. I think I might even prefer it to Revlon Colour Stay. It's early days, but I think I do. I've been using it for about 3 weeks now. I brought it with me to Chicago, and that's all I brought. The only foundation I brought was this and my stippling brush. So this is the m.a.c 187. Sigma also do a 187. I have not tried any of the Sigma brushes, so I can't tell you about them, but there are millions of reviews on YouTube, and if you Google them, there's millions of reviews. So apparently they're very good and very similar to m.a.c. So I really like this brush. Some people don't. I think it works on some foundations and not others. For example, I don't use it when I use Revlon Colour Stay because it just feels like I need to be there for 25 minutes trying to blend it in. Whereas with this, it's a little more sheer, but it's similar coverage. I have combination skin, kind of oilier areas and then like normal areas. I don't have any dry skin, and this really works for me. It's not drying. I would imagine that it would work on dry skin too. It just says resist touching off onto your clothes. Okay, that was a selling point enough for me. I just don't want to get makeup on people or anything like that. So this is 109 Natural Bronze, which was the shade. I don't remember how much this was. I will check and leave the information in the sidebar. So all I do, my first step is a little bit of primer, and this is my Laura Mercier primer. It's not oil free, it's just the normal one, but I think if I was buying again, I might buy the oil free one. And I'm not being rough, I'm just patting the makeup or the primer into my skin. Usually I then apply a little bit of lip balm while I'm applying the rest of my makeup. This is just Walgreens Chap Aid. We bought like a pack of 3 of them when we were in Chicago just because they're lovely. But they're really, really good. So I leave that on when I'm applying the rest of my foundation, just so my lips aren't dry. Okay, once I've done that, I then go to foundation. So I put, it's not a lot. It's one little squirt. And I just do a couple of light dabs around. Okay, I take my stippling brush. And I kind of experimented with this initially. It's easier to use this on someone else's face. So for work, I enjoy using this brush, but I didn't initially on myself. So I found the angle is odd. Maybe a shorter brush would be more suitable. I might have preferred it, but I might do. So just take my hair back and have my little mirror ready. Okay, and all I do is just do kind of light, just I'm kind of like almost blotting it into my skin. Light kind of press it in and then swirl. Now that it's all blotted in, all stippled in, I then just work on blending it in. So it's a combination of stippling and then circular motions, but it's very, very light motions. And it gives, this brush gives a really kind of airbrushed, flawless finish. Okay, so I've quite a sheer layer on. It's very thin. It just kind of evens out my skin tone, and it gives enough coverage. For me, I need a little bit of concealer now, but for anybody who has quite clear skin, that would be enough for you. I am not so fortunate these days. So next thing I do is take my concealer. This is just my Laura Mercier concealer in SC3. I love this. It's expensive, but it's worth it. If you have oily skin, this is definitely worth it. It doesn't budge. I find like if I have a breakout, this covers it really well. Most other concealers I have, it goes over it, but you can still see everything through, and it's just not, it's not enough. This isn't suitable for around your eye, just really for kind of redness or concealing acne or spots or anything. So I'm just going to use my darker shade here, and I'm just going to apply it to the areas with my finger that I need more coverage. So I'm just dabbing it on. My chin always needs more coverage, always. So I'm just applying a little, just a little. Okay. I'm also going to do my eyelids. I'm going to use the light shade up on my brow bone and the same on the other side. Okay, around my lip and around my nose. And that's it. So that's my concealer done. Sometimes if I'm feeling like I need it, I add a little bit of Lancome Flash Retouche, but I don't feel like I want it today, so I'm going without. And lastly, I take a light dusting of powder, and I mean a really light dusting, but I concentrate it on the oilier area of my skin and not on the areas that are normal, but I do add a little touch there as well. So just for balance. This is just Makeup Forever Super Matte Loose Powder. I think the Rimmel Silky something powder is just as good as this. So I just had this already. So, whew, a light dusting on my chin, nose, forehead, and then I take a really quick bit and just fluff it everywhere else. And that's it. Before I leave, I always make sure that I've like when I'm working in my foundation, I bring it down a little under here. So I like to powder under there to just to kind of eliminate any risk of transfer. But there isn't with that foundation, it doesn't come off. Okay, and that is my updated makeup routine. I hope you enjoyed. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.